All right. Hi, guys.
Hi, Adam.
I'm here with Steve and Julie West, and I'm excited to learn a little bit more about you today. And I hope this will be an opportunity that you can share some of your experiences and your opinions and your feelings about the gospel with those in our ward that they can get to know you better. Because I know you've been in this ward a long time and you have a long legacy. And there's a lot of new people in the ward, and there's constantly people moving in. So this will be a really fun opportunity for people to get to know the Wests a little bit better. First, I'd like to ask you, how did you guys meet?
We were in the same ward at BYU. It's a story that repeats itself for many couples in the church.
Uh,
But for us, we met in our ward at BYU and instantly had something in common because she was from the White Mountains of Arizona, which is where my grandparents lived, and so that was a connection, and we just met and fell in love.
We dated, and he got serious really quick.
huh.
And I was dating a couple of other guys at the same time, having fun, getting my mission papers ready.
Ooh, okay.
So we quit dating, and then he offered to take me home for President's Day so I could fill in my final missionary papers.
Yeah.
So they,
Because my grandparents lived there, and so that was a chance for me to see
Convenient.
them.
so we took
Well,
lots of
very good.
roommates and friends home, and he proposed after I turned the mission papers
Okay. Okay,
in.
very cool.
And he decided he didn't want to wait for me, and the spirit was very firm that it was right
Yeah.
to marry him. So we called the stake president and pulled the mission papers back.
Wow.
So it was fun,
Okay.
good adventure.
How did your family respond to that?
Um, I would have been their first missionary, so I think they were a little confused at how fast things went
Uh-huh.
from going on a mission to getting engaged the same night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. Bold move. Follow the spirit. Very cool. So, what do you guys like to do for fun?
Lately, I think probably we'd say we've traveled, we've enjoyed traveling,
Yeah.
had an opportunity to go to Europe, and we really enjoyed being in England.
Steve had the opportunity to serve as the international chair for the J. Reuben Clark Law Society.
Oh, wow.
So we were able to travel to England and follow Elder Christofferson there for a conference, and then New Zealand. And then he was able to go to Nigeria and Brazil. So it
Wow.
was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's been it's been a great, wonderful human experience to go and meet people, members and non-members alike, around the world. It's been a fun experience, eye-opening.
Yeah, that I have to imagine seeing such a wide array of human experiences. Wow. That
Yeah,
like gives me goosebumps. That's incredible.
It's amazing to see the LDS attorneys and non LDS attorneys who are part of this program,
Uh-huh.
who are serving all over the world, helping people change their lives. It's a sweet thing to see as we go to these conferences to see people coming from Brazil and Mexico, and so excited to experience first the gospel in Utah
Yeah.
and conference. It's always conference weekend, and to see the good that's being done throughout the world. Pretty amazing.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding.
we enjoy going to the Oregon coast. We love that part of the world.
Uh-huh.
Our son lives up in Grants Pass, so
Yeah,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
go up there.
yeah. We Julie enjoys family history work. I'd say that is a joy or a
Yeah,
fun
that's
thing.
a
That's
fun
become
thing
a
for
fun
me.
thing for her.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of temple names, and so that's been fun. And I love being a casa. I don't know if you know what that is.
I do
It's a
not.
court-appointed special advocate for children who are in the system.
Okay, gotcha.
So
So you act on their behalf when they don't have someone to act on their behalf. Is that it? Or
you interact with all of the teams, the
uh-huh.
foster and the home service and
Okay.
DCS and the judge, and you try to figure out what's best for the child, and then you advocate for them. You
Wow.
go to court and write documents, and so right now I have a beautiful little girl that's 9, and she just got what she wanted, which was a placement in a home
Yeah.
with somebody that she
Wow.
loves. So
That's
sweet.
wonderful.
Yeah, that's a fun thing for me.
You guys are just a powerhouse doing good all over the world. That's incredible.
I'm trying to
Wow.
keep up with him.
Well, that's a good endeavor to be competitive about.
Well, it means I'm not home alone while he's off doing Easter pageant and all the other things. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Staying busy doing the Lord's work. I love it. That's wonderful. What is your guys' conversion stories?
I my parents were both members of the church, and their parents were both church members. My dad baptized his father
He has a lot of
after
pioneer
he came
history.
home from his mission. But I don't remember a time when I didn't have some sense of a testimony.
Yeah.
But I think for me, a real pivotal point was what I mentioned in Sunday school on Sunday. That experience of being at the beginning of my mission and being immersed in something that was completely and totally different. It was very difficult,
Yeah.
and wondering if I had made the right decision. And then kneeling in prayer all by myself with a real intent, fervent prayer to Father in heaven to help me, and feeling like I had received an answer
Yeah.
that changed my life. I can kind of point to that maybe as a conversion experience. It was more just reinforcing of what I already felt inside.
Yeah. Yeah. That what when you shared that, I felt like that was a very bolstering experience of a spiritual strength that you felt like it was, and then in that moment, that confirmation, you knew, and
Yeah,
then you were able to really get to work, and
yeah,
that sounded really really wonderful.
yeah,
He's always had a beautiful testimony of the prophet Joseph.
Yeah.
He's always deeply loved him and studied him. Was able to hold Hiram's pants up to him. That was really special.
Whoa.
my dad served as a stake president, and they had a visit from Elder G. Smith, who at that time was serving as patriarch for the church. They actually had that assignment,
Okay.
and I'm not sure that they have that anymore. But he was a descendant of Hiram Smith, and he had become the keeper of the things, so to speak.
Gotcha.
He had the chest that
The gold
that
plates were
that the
good.
gold plates were in, that put in at one time, and he had Hiram's clothing that he was wearing when he was martyred.
Yeah.
Hiram is 6'3", and that's my height, and so he asked me to hold up his pants. So I stood up and held his pants up. It was an interesting
Was that like
experience.
put in the ensign or something, or where?
No,
What was it?
we when Albert G. Smith visited my family in El Paso, he invited my mom and dad to come and see him when they were in Salt Lake City, and they took him
Gotcha.
up on
Uh-huh.
it. And so Julie and I were in Utah, and when all of this took place, so they invited us to come with them to
Uh-huh.
go see him. And so it was really one of those unique experiences,
Pretty sweet.
Wow.
an opportunity to see some of the history of the church
Hmm.
really quite up close. And
No kidding.
yeah,
And to hear
Wow.
his testimony
yeah,
of the prophet Joseph and Hiram
Yeah.
was amazing.
yeah, yeah. So
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. What about you, Julie?
I grew up in a home where my dad was inactive, drank and smoked and had a
Okay.
great time. And his mother was the youngest of 20 polygamy children, and she really had a hard time with the church. So my mom converted when before I was born, and bless her angel heart, she tried so hard to
Hmm.
live the gospel without the support of my dad.
Yeah.
But he did get active after my sister died, and I think I had two older sisters, and they'd gone to BYU, and I had decided I didn't want to just follow them and go to BYU just and be just like them.
Okay.
So I enrolled at NAU, and I was part of the what's it called?
L, LDS
LDSSA.
Students Association,
It was like
Latter-day Saint Student Association.
Okay.
so, and we went to Safford or Thatcher for a conference. And while we were there, we were singing before a testimony, I need thee every hour. And I was just filled
Yeah.
with that warmth that comes. And I just sat and cried. And I thought, okay, this is all real. This is true. I feel it because I'd read the scriptures. I'd gone to seminary. I'd prayed and done baptisms in the temple, but it was the first time that I really had been able to identify this is the Spirit of the Lord
Hmm.
identifying truth to me.
Yeah.
And it changed the course of my life. I left NAU and went to BYU and found the love of my life. And it's been a beautiful thing. I am so grateful for
Yeah.
the gospel and grateful for the Spirit's ability to teach when we're ready.
Yeah, that's really
You
it.
have to be ready
Yeah, when you're
to
ready.
hear it and changed my life. I'm so grateful.
Awesome. Awesome. What a wonderful story. Now, as you've gone through life and you have the challenges and the ups and downs that invariably come, what's something that uplifts you guys?
For me, it's going to the temple.
Awesome.
I go to the temple often. I love to travel to the different temples. So
Okay.
I just did Moses Lake, and that's temple number 92.
92. You've
Yeah.
been to 92.
Yeah.
Ha!
So
That's awesome.
I only have like 7 more in the United States that I can do. So those are going to be on my list. But
Very cool.
studying the scriptures, going to the temple, spending time with him um, is uplifting to me.
Yeah.
The sacrament
Yeah.
helps tie me through.
Awesome.
One thing that comes to mind for me is the the appreciation that I've gained as I've become older for daily prayer. And I know that it maybe sounds cliched or a little trite. I have found that as I've devoted myself to prayer and made a serious um, I wouldn't call it a study, but
Mhm.
I've devoted myself to it. I have found a quiet reassurance that has come as I've consistently knelt in personal prayer. And in the face of turmoil and challenge and trial, uh, what that has taught me is the importance of looking to the Savior in every thought. I kneel in prayer, of course, and try to kneel in prayer daily, but also when things happen during the day, or frustrations, challenges, looking to the Savior just it changes your perspective and helps you to face things. And so I think that's one of the main helps that has strengthened me.
Yeah.
I think that's been a theme of our home in the last quite a while. Look unto me in every thought.
Yeah.
Doubt not, fear not. We say that often. It's comforting to know that we can look to him and find the perfect example.
Yeah. That's wonderful. What a testimony. I love it. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite missionary moment that either you were able to do or you have observed around you throughout your life that you'd like to share?
When I was serving as stake president, I received an email from a former neighbor who was my age, and we went to high school together. And he wrote to say that he had joined the church. At the time, I never thought he would join the church, and mostly we just hung out. I was just who I was. But he wrote in his email that it was the example of me and my sister and others, and I grew up in El Paso, Texas. Of that group, it was the example and the good feeling that he felt as he associated with these church members. And then later, when he entered a church building for the first time, he said, "I those feelings came flooding back to me,
Mm.
and I knew that I had found the thing that I had been looking for."
Yeah.
So he wrote to tell me that, and he wrote. I was able to share that with my sister and others, and it was that was a sweet experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's incredible that
That's
you
one
you
that
pro-
comes to mind.
yeah, you provided something that was familiar. And when he recognized it on his own, that sensory memory must have flooded back to him and there it was.
We we're striving to be missionaries. I think that one of the greatest thing we can do is to try to be a good example and
Yeah.
just love and care for people and live your religion. And that's you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
He's on
Yeah.
like 8 different boards, and they all know he's LDS. And we go to parties and we get our glasses of water. But the quiet example that you said of just being diligent, honest,
Mhm.
hardworking, kind, and the world is full of those wonderful people that feel exactly that, and they're just looking for the truth, the
Yeah.
gospel. It's just when to introduce it to them. But my I think my favorite current missionary experience is I got introduced through ancestry, through my son reaching out to a cousin that I didn't know. We found this whole generation of cousins up in Idaho, and we went to a reunion in June up in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Uh-huh.
And then Russ and I just went to Coeur d'Alene again to interview these little 84 to 97-year-old cousins
Uh-huh.
and get the history of my great grandparents from them.
Yeah.
So it's been sweet because they all know that my dad was Mormon,
Yeah.
and they all had really interesting thoughts about that.
Oh,
But
really?
it's been sweet to see them see us as wonderful, loving human beings, that
Uh-huh.
love the Lord. We sit and talk about faith and God and miracles, and some of them have preachers, in the family, and so it's been sweet to see that we can go and love this family and be bold and proclaim our belief
Yeah.
without offending, without challenging theirs. So it will be sweet to see what unfolds as we're having a January 27th reunion down here
Oh.
for half of the ones that live in Arizona that
We
I
were
haven't known.
at the reunion in June,
Uh-huh.
and Julie and I and Russell, our son, were the only members of the church in a group of maybe
75.
75 people.
Wow.
And Julie and a non-member cousin had brought all of these people together
Yeah.
to be a family.
Yeah. How
And
cool
that
is
was a
that?
missionary experience.
No
It was
kidding.
Pretty neat.
really amazing.
Yeah, tying those
Yeah.
blood and eternal bonds through just a
Yeah.
desire to be together.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the genealogy work that will come from all of this.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a lot of work to do.
Very, very cool. How exciting.
Yeah,
How exciting.
it is. And they're wonderful people.
Yeah.
The world is so full of these Christian, loving, kind people
Yeah.
that just are looking. They don't even know they're looking.
That's it. That's really it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah.
they see something different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thrilled. This will be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Those are all wonderful things. Thank you for taking the time and talking to us. And hopefully, people will see this and they'll say, wow, I want to know more about that. And they'll talk to you and invite you over to dinner, and just being willing to listen to a fountain of knowledge and experience that you have, and hopefully have something to add to your lives too.
Well, thank you for
That's
doing
awesome.
this, Adam. This is a good way to connect ward members.
I certainly
It's a
hope so.
diligent thing you're doing.
I certainly hope so. Thank you for saying that.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say to the Ward family before we sign off?
Love you all. We're so glad we're melding together. This has been wonderful.
Awesome.
It's a beautiful ward.
That it is.
It is a unique ward.
It is.
We are grateful for how many years that we've been here? Since 1987.
Since 1987.
Wow.
Yeah.
36, almost 37 years. Wonderful.
Yeah. So lovely ward.
Yeah. Thanks to all of our ward members for their love and support. We extend love to our ward family.
Awesome. Well, we love you guys.
Thank
Thank you.
Adam. Thank you so much.